Okay, so today we had said we're going to talk about forgiveness, kshama, kshamapna, um, and so all of us, I think, have have gotten into arguments with family, have said things that or heard things that hurt us, have said angry things to other people, and often we carry this around in our hearts, right, for years and years, so that we may pretend everything is okay on the outside, but that we carry that resentment, slight resentment inside.
And sometimes these are things that the other person doesn't even remember doing. It could be such a small thing, but somehow we keep it in and we remember. And the pain is actually more within us than anywhere else.
And what is important to understand about when we carry around any kind of grudge or resentment or anger, what is important to understand is what it's doing to our body. So one of the things that science has now accepted is that our emotions stay within our body. So when we carry around any negative emotions like anger, grudges, resentment, and we are not expressing it, we are not resolving it, what happens is that it starts to affect our body, and it increases inflammation in our body, and it kind of makes us hold our muscles tight. And what that does is it produces chronic pain, back pain. Low back pain is a very common example of that. Headaches, neck pain, shoulder pains, all of that is because of this tension that we carry around in our body, and we are not resolving. Plus, it increases inflammation in our body, and that has its own set of consequences in terms of producing chronic illnesses within our body. So it is really important to kind of, one, recognize when we are doing something like that, and then two, work towards resolving that issue.
Yeah, I mean, and we might think, how do we do that, right? I mean, we know we want to let go of these things, and that is really the goal, is to let go. And so we were talking about it earlier, and I said, well, how do people let go of it? Because it keeps coming back in our heads. It keeps bothering us. And what is the best way to let go of it so that it doesn't affect us anymore? It doesn't cause all these different problems in our bodies.
So there's a quote that I really like, which says that holding on to anger and grudges and resentment and all of that is like taking a poison pill yourself and expecting the other person to die. And that's what we are doing, basically. That we are carrying around this poison within ourselves. We are letting it accumulate within us. And somehow we are thinking that we are punishing the other person, but the other person may not even be aware that we are doing this. The only person we are hurting by doing that is ourselves. So what do you do to answer your question? So first step, of course, is awareness, right? So if you're not even aware of this, then you can't do anything about it. So you build awareness, and then even though you may not necessarily forgive them verbally and to them, even if you don't say to them, I forgive you, if you can just let go of that anger within yourself, that is enough. Forgiving doesn't mean that you're agreeing with them, you're condoning their behaviors, nothing like that. Forgiving just means letting go of these feelings within yourself and not carrying them around.
And it might take a few times. Every time it comes up, you can talk to yourself and say, okay, I need to let this go. I'm only hurting myself. And it might come up over and over, and you might have to keep reminding ourselves that I'm only hurting myself. I need to let this go. And eventually it does start to dissipate, but it's not necessarily easy, or it doesn't happen over one time, but it's something that if you keep reminding ourselves about, it will help.
So we're going to do a forgiveness meditation today, later. But right now we'll start with the breathing exercise. So
I'm just going to revisit Kapalbhati. And again, it's not something that if you have high blood pressure, please don't do this. Just go into a normal, deep, long breath, just like breathing in for 4, holding and breathing out for 4. Otherwise, we will do Kapalbhati together. And again, remember you're concentrating on the exhalation. You don't need to think about the inhalation. It will automatically happen. And the other thing that's happening is your belly is pressing inwards as you breathe out of the nose. So as you concentrate on breathing out of the nose, you'll also bring the belly in. And we'll just do about 20 at first. So you'll just want to have a long spine. You want to make sure the breath is going in and out. You want to close your eyes, or you can keep them open. Relax the shoulders. And we'll just take a few regular breaths first. So just an inhale through the nose. And exhale slowly out of the mouth. Just let go of any thoughts in our minds. Let go of any tensions in the body. Let go of the old air in the lungs. In the next breath, we're going to go ahead and get started. I will count for you. You'll breathe in, and then you'll just start to breathe out. Go as slow as you need to, go as fast as you can. It's your choice. Inhale. And let's go. And just relax for a moment. Just close your eyes, relax. You may find some warmth. Maybe even feel a little lightheaded. That's okay. Just letting go of other thoughts and just kind of coming into this moment. And then we're just going to go ahead today and get started with the yoga. So after something like this, especially in the evening, you want to do the long inhales and exhales to start to relax the body. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do Surya Namaskar today. I'm going to do 2 different versions. I'm going to start off on the ground, but I'm also going to show you how you can do it from the chair. So I will show you both ways.
So just give us 10 seconds to set it up.
Okay, so we're going to start in Vajrasana today. And Vajrasana is really a great way, if you're comfortable here, it stretches the tops of the feet. So relax the ankles, relax the toes. It also helps with digestion. And you can tell from here that you have a straight line from the crown of the head to the root of your spine. So it's a nice straight line. So as you're breathing, everything is going and flowing evenly all the way through. And we'll just start with a closed eye. Just relax the hands. Just take a moment to come into this present moment, this space that you're in. Taking our minds away from things that have happened in the day or the planning we still have left to do. And as I said, we'll do Surya Namaskar today, but we'll start to warm up the body before we get into the demonstration. So as you open your eyes, you're going to inhale and maybe just lift all the way up. And then exhale, you can press it all the way back down. So let's do it a couple times. I'll show you on the chair. So you can inhale, lengthen, exhale, press it back. Continue like that a few more times. And if you're on the chair, you can just inhale, reach it up, and exhale, press it back. And really lift the arms as high as you can. You get a stretch in the shoulders, in your triceps. And we'll do one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, press it back. And then come back to neutral spine. And just reach the arms out. And I'm going to rotate the wrist a little bit here. Because if you're on the floor with me, we'll be doing some chaturangas. And that can be a little hard on the wrist. So let's just try and keep the forearm really stable. And just move the hands to work on the wrist joints. So let's do a couple of those. So important. When arthritis starts, we kind of get the arthritis through the wrist and thumbs. And then open, and when you close, grab the thumb slightly, and then open and close, open and close. Get into those finger joints. Get into the thumb joint. Couple more, open and close, and then go ahead and bring the fingers on the shoulders. Trying to touch the elbows all the way together, and then lift the elbows up and then bring them all the way around. And let's do a couple more. And in and up. And remember, everything we're doing right now can be done while you're seated or even if you're standing. So all the way up and around and up. And then keep it on the side. Relax the shoulders. We have a tendency of wanting to do this. And sometimes we look like this a lot. So you want to press the shoulders back, open the heart, and then you're going to open your arms out and in, and out, and in, and out, and in, and out, and in. And 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome. We're just going to stay down here for another moment. And then we're going to come all the way up onto our toes. And I'm just quickly going to tell Pranav that our battery's dying on the computer, so he might want to get the plug. And we're going to round up, bring the forehead to the knees, and really stretch the entire spine, the neck, the low back. If we're here on the chair, you can just come all the way around and bring the forehead to the knees, and you get that same kind of stretch all the way through your forehead and the spine and the low back. And then we're going to come all the way back down to seated. Okay. So in seated, we're going to warm up the core a little bit. Again, in Surya Namaskar, you need to use your core. So we're going to bring the arms out to this. I'm going to face you guys here. So we're going to bring the arms, and I'm leaning slightly back if I'm sitting on the ground. If I'm on the chair, just sit comfortably. And you're going to bring the arms side to side. So it's side, 2, 3, and 4, and then bring both hands up, and then press them back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll do that again. So you're using your side body, you're warming up the shoulders, but the whole time the core is working. 3 and 4, both hands up and press back. 2, 3, 4. And then this time just lift the legs and open and lift and reach and lift and reach, lift. One more and lift. And maybe you're going to lift both the legs up. Try it out. See if you can do that. Otherwise, you can keep your hands down as well, right? So lift the legs, hold it, and press the chest in. If you're on the chair, you can hold onto the chair and lift the legs and hold it here. You have to use your hip flexors, your quads, and your abs to do this work. One more deep breath there. Right? And then you'll release the legs and come onto all fours. So cat and cow is actually a very good move no matter what practice you're doing. Warming up the spine. So our knees are hip width apart underneath the hips, shoulders and wrist. And then you'll just round at the back, tuck the tailbone under, bring your chin to chest, really push into the ground. As you inhale, gaze up, open the collarbones, let the tailbone come up. And we're gonna move like this a few more times. And as you're moving, imagine your breath is moving through your spine. So if you're on the chair, you're gonna exhale round, inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And one more like that. Exhale, round. And inhale, open. And come back to neutral spine. And then we're going to just open up and go into child pose for a minute. And we'll, oh, actually, no, let's just come all the way up. So we're going to go into a little squat again. And we're going to come standing all the way up, hands to heart. See if you can squeeze the legs together and then stand straight up. Squeeze everything up as if someone's pulling the crown of your head. Squeeze everything up all the way. Stay on your toes. So if you're on the chair, maybe you can stand up and come onto your toes. And you can always hold onto the chair, but this way you're really stretching into the toes, into the ankles, and then you can come down and we'll go back up on your toes. And then come on down, back to your toes. One more, come on down and up to your toes. Hold it here, deep breath. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the legs together. And come on back down, hands to heart. Take a moment here. Take a breath and just listen to your heart. Relax the shoulders down the back. And then we'll get started with Surya Namaskar. And I'm going to do more of a demonstration at first. I won't go very fast. And then we'll do one all the way through. So starting again in Tadasana with our toes slightly touching, heels slightly apart. And if you're seated, you'll just start here, seated. So you'll inhale here. And then exhale, press the palms together in Namaste. When you're pressing the palms, you're going to feel the shoulders and the chest and the armpits working. So you're exhaling here. Inhale, lift it straight up. You might go into a little back bend. If you're doing a back bend, make sure you squeeze the glutes so you protect the low back. So you may go into a back bend here. And then as you exhale, you'll go into a forward bend. So your biceps will stay close to the ears. And then you'll reach, and exhale, forward bend. Squeeze the belly in. Bend the knees as much as you need to, just to touch the ground. And if you're on the chair, you'll have done the same thing. You'll have inhaled, and then exhale all the way down to the ground. Okay? Here we go. And then you're going to just bring one leg back, and one knee comes down. Release the foot, and we'll either stay here and bring the heart and chest up, or you'll lift the arms up. Press the hips down and forward. So you're stretching here, and try not to overdo the back bend. You want to tuck the tailbone under and reach the whole body forward. So you're going to inhale here, and then bring the hands back down. That left leg is going to come back, and then we're going to go into a chaturanga. We're going to start today with just the knees. So you're going to bring the hips down. You're going to lead with the forehead and the shoulders. The hips will come down last. So as you exhale, the elbows bend. Squeeze the elbows to the ribs. Bring the forehead towards the ground, and then come all the way down with the hips. Squeeze the elbows in towards you, and we're going to go into cobra. So press the toenails down, and here we go. Gently lift. You can do a small cobra. In your cobra, all 10 toes are pressing down. Your kneecaps are off the mat, and your heart and chest is facing forward. So for those of us who are here, stay here for a moment so I can finish showing what you'll do here. You went down, exhale. You'll inhale and lift one leg. You can also lengthen. Then you'll exhale, and you'll come up in cobra on the chair. So it's very similar to what we're doing on the ground, but you'll be on the chair. And then you're going to turn it around, and then you're going to come back to plank, and then exhale to downward dog. So here's our first downward dog. Just gently release the shoulders, bring the forehead and the crown of the head towards the hands. You can bend the knees or really press the knees and heels back. If you're on the chair, bring the legs straight out, and then press the hands forward. And you should feel the same stretch in the back of the legs. It's the same benefit of downward dog. Okay. And then from there, you're going to gaze forward. Bring the right leg forward, and the left knee comes down. Release the toe, and then inhale. Keep the hands down if that's better, or lift all the way up and bring the hips down and forward. Press this left leg down. Inhale here, and then exhale. Bring the hand back down. Left leg is going to come forward to meet the right. And then you're going to come all the way up. Bring the biceps next to the ears. And then lift your body all the way up. Inhale. And exhale. Bring it back down. Take a moment here. Just see the benefits. Feel the benefits. If you were on the chair, the second leg would come up with you. Inhale. And then you would exhale back down, and then inhale all the way back up, and release. Awesome. So we'll do it one more time. We're gonna lead with the left leg this time on the ground. We're gonna go all the way through. I'm not gonna go on the chair this time. And the next time we'll just do it on the chair. But we'll do the chair next week. Let's just finish it here today. Here we go. Inhale here. Exhale, namaste. Inhale, lift it straight up. Exhale, forward bend. Squeeze the abs, lengthen the arms. Bend the knees if you need to. Bring the left leg back. Left knee comes down. Watch this knee. The knee should never go forward because that would hurt the joint. You want to make sure that the knee stays on top of the ankle. Inhale, lift, or just keep the hands down on the leg. And exhale. Right leg comes back. And then chaturanga. So again, your choice, stay on the knees. If you really want to do more, you can go onto plank and exhale to chaturanga, bending the elbows, squeezing the elbows in, and then floating to the ground. Release the toes, and now lift the kneecaps, squeeze the elbows, and shine the heart forward. Bhujangasana or cobra. You can feel the stretching in the upper back. As you release, you're gonna press up into plank. Go, plank pose, and exhale, downward dog. Deep breath here. And then the left leg will come forward. Right knee down. And inhale, lift. Reach it to the sky or keep your hands to the legs. Drop the shoulders and tuck the tailbone under. Make sure the knee stays behind the toe. And exhale, hands come down. Right leg comes in to meet the left. And I'm gonna come all the way up. Hands beside the ears, tuck the tailbone in and lift straight up. And exhale, bring the hands back down. And relax for a moment here, take a breath. Okay. So Surya Namaskar, this is the traditional Surya Namaskar today that we just did. There's different versions that you can also do. I'm gonna go ahead and just demonstrate a warrior two pose as well as doing it with you. So again, in warrior two, if you go to another class or come and join me Monday, we'll be doing a lot of these as well. So make the legs wide, about as wide as your arms or your wrists are. And then turn the right toe forward and the left toe 45 degrees in. Before anything else, check that your heel is matching the arch of your other foot. Okay? Good. And if you're on the chair, you can kind of do something similar. Just sit on the edge of the chair and you'll be here in your warrior two. So you're going to get great benefits. We'll do this next week as well, where you can be in warrior two on your chair. Perfect. Here we go. So open up the arms and then notice the hips. If you can see yourself in the TV or the mirror or the computer, if your hips are on the side, you want to straighten out the hips. You want to have a straight line, the knees on top of the ankle, and the arms are open wide. Relax the shoulders. If you're using your chair, you can hold on. One more deep breath. Gaze over the right hand. Now press the heels down, squeeze the tailbone under. As you lift both arms, lift that toe, inhale up, and then exhale back to warrior two, getting a stretch in the back of the legs. You can hold on to the chair and do this with the chair for balance if that's helpful. And one more. Inhale, lift. And warrior two. Beautiful. And we're going to do a side angle from here. And I'll show you on the chair. You're going to, as if someone's pulling my hand with them. And then the arm is going to be on the thigh. The other hand will come all the way forward. And then I'm going to lift the arm up to the sky. And then reach it over the ear. So you have a side angle. My right fingers make a beautiful straight angle from fingertip to toe. I have a straight line on both sides of my body. If I was on the chair, I can do the same thing. Everything can be done wherever you are. Straight line everywhere. Just make sure you don't shrug the shoulders. You want to unshrug. Good. If you want to really challenge, you can bring the hands to the ground and do the same thing. So lots of different versions here. Press into the heels. Make sure the knees are top of the ankle. Hold it here. Holding these poses are very beneficial. And then as you come back up, press in and inhale, lift. And then just bring your hands back to heart. And I'm going to just turn the other way. So my right toe will come in 45 degrees. Left toe turns to the back. and left knee bends. So we're just going the other way. Widen out as much as you're comfortable. Just for those who want to know, this is also a great warrior two. We don't have to be out too far. This is really good for you, also very beneficial. Make sure the spine is straight. Gaze over the left hand. Tuck the tailbone under, relax the shoulders. And inhale, lift the heel, lift the foot, and exhale, bring it down. So if you're holding onto your chair, you can lift from here and come on down. And inhale, and exhale. Let's do one more. And inhale, and exhale. Beautiful, you guys. Now I'm gonna go ahead and side angle. I'm gonna reach. Bring the hand on the thigh. Right hand forward, and then lift it up to the sky and reach it over the ear. Straight line, fingertips. So if you're starting to look like a curved, this is not an angle anymore, it's not a straight line. You wanna straighten the spine, reach that hand, or always wanna lengthen our bodies as much as we can. Keep reaching. If you're on the chair, you're doing the same thing. You're on the chair, one leg is straight, and you just reach over. You're getting the same benefits in your thighs, strengthening the side. If you're doing a lot more, you can reach to the ground. One more deep breath. Good. Press into both feet to lift yourself back up. Inhale. And turn the feet in. And you'll walk the feet in. Or you can jump it in if you feel like a little jump feels good today. And we're gonna come all the way back down to the mat. So I'm gonna go into Malasana here. Malasana, your feet are gonna be turned outwards. You're gonna bend the knees and you're gonna come all the way down. Open the inner thighs and lift the heart and chest. Really, really great for digestion, diabetes. One more deep breath. And then gently come back to seated. And then I'm gonna roll ourselves down onto the ground, onto our backs, so that we can finish off with a bridge pose and get ready for meditation. So here we go. We're going to just tuck it under, roll it down, feel each vertebra as you come down, all the way down to the ground. And then bring the heels and the feet in so you can touch your heels, and you'll lift the hips up. Bring both hands either underneath or just keep them open in a cactus pose. And you're gonna press the hips up and press the hips forward. So if you're on the chair, this is a new one for me on the chair, we'll come up with something. You can hold onto the chair and you can lift the hips and squeeze the hips. And you can even let the head go and you get a nice deep stretch here, strengthening the back, strengthening your legs, strengthening the chest. One more deep breath. Really feel the energy and the strengthening happening in the quads. And then slowly you're going to release the upper back and the middle and the low back. And take both legs and bring them into the chest. So we're doing Apanasana, which is again really great for diabetes, for massaging your internal organs. You're going to squeeze the thighs into the belly as you exhale, and then bring the forehead into the knees. And then inhale here. Exhale, press it all the way out of the nose and press into the forehead to knees. If we're here, I would just recommend coming all the way down and squeezing the legs and then releasing. And then just bring the legs out as wide as your mat. And then gently let the legs roll to one side as you gaze to one side. You're going to stretch into the hips, into the side of the legs, into the low back. And then come back to center. And then exhale the other side, bringing the legs down, gaze the other way. Feel the stretch in the quads, in the hips, in the spine. And then come back to center. And then you can decide to just lie here very comfortably if you like. You can come into Shavasana, maybe get a pillow underneath the head or underneath the legs. And if you're sitting on your chair, sit with a nice long spine. Relax the shoulders. Deep breaths in and out, long and deep. Stilling the mind, stilling the body, and to get ready for our meditation on forgiveness. Namaste.
So you can keep being in the comfortable position that you are in. And just let yourself breathe slowly, gently. Allowing your eyes to close and your breath to be natural and easy. Just letting the breath breathe you, feeling the breath inside your body, feeling the rhythm of the air moving through your body as you breathe in and out. Breathing in, knowing that you're breathing in, and breathing out, knowing that you're breathing out. Now see if you can breathe gently into the area of your heart. Maybe even put your right hand, your right palm on your heart area, and let yourself feel the warmth of your hand. And allow yourself to feel all the barriers that you have erected and the emotions that you have carried because you have not forgiven. Not forgiven yourself, not forgiven others. Let yourself feel that pain of keeping your heart closed, of holding on to that anger or resentment, either towards yourself or other people. As Jains, we ask for forgiveness from others at Paryushan by saying Michhami Duktam. There are always many ways that we have hurt and harmed others, knowingly or unknowingly. We've betrayed people, abandoned them, caused them suffering. Out of our own pain, fear, anger, confusion. And see if you can remind yourself and visualize maybe somebody particular in your life that you have hurt. And let yourself feel the pain you have caused out of your own fear and confusion. Feel your own sorrow and regret at having done this. And sense that finally you can release this burden and ask for forgiveness. And keeping this person or our action in mind, repeat to yourself, I ask for your forgiveness. I ask for your forgiveness. Michhami Dukadam. There are also many ways that other people have hurt us, harmed us, knowingly or unknowingly, in thought, word, or deed. Maybe picture one such person that you remember, or one such action that you remember, and let yourself feel the sorrow that you have carried from this past, the burden of pain and anger and resentment that you've been carrying around. And see if you can release some of this anger and resentment and pain and suffering by saying to yourself, I now remember the many ways this person has hurt or harmed me out of fear, pain, confusion, anger. I've carried this pain in my heart for too long. To the extent that I'm ready, I offer them forgiveness. To those who have caused me harm, I offer my forgiveness. I forgive you. And let yourself gently repeat these words for forgiveness until you feel a release in your heart. Be forgiving of yourself if you're not completely ready to let go of the hurt and resentment. Because forgiveness is not something that you can force upon yourself, but simply every time you meditate on forgiveness, see if you can let go of a little bit of the anger and resentment. And instead, open up your heart to loving kindness. And every time you do this, maybe your heart will lighten a little bit. Maybe you'll feel a burden lifted off your shoulders. When you're ready, slowly come back to the room and open your eyes. Thank you for joining us tonight. And from both Parul and I, namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. We'll make changes from next Thursday.